AMG was formed in 1967 as a racing engine forged by two Mercedes engineers, Hans Werner Aufrecht and Erhard Melcher. AMG started by designing and testing racing engines, and later on they went on to build some iconic custom road cars for Mercedes-Benz. One of the most famous, the Merc 300 SEL 6.3, fondly known as the Red Pig, which raced at Spa 24 Hours and the European Touring Car Championship.
Today, AMG are the foremost tuners of Mercedes-Benz passenger cars, and I'm here in Europe, near Stuttgart, to share a unique AMG experience with you.
AMG still develops their racing engines at Bergstall, where they began in 1960. But most of AMG otherwise is now based out of Affalterbach. Today, of course, the regular AMGs have gone way ahead. Basic engine poke is over 500 horses, and the flagship Biturbo engines deliver over 600 horsepower. Even today, engines are built by hand with the philosophy, one man, one engine. Every AMG engine is built by a single engineer alone, which is why each of them puts his name on a plate on the engine after it's built. But to really experience AMG, you need to drive their cars. And that's just what I intend to do. The first car they had for me to sample was the CL65 AMG. The facelifted 2011 model with the flagship engine. The CL class is Mercedes-Benz's take on a Grand Tourer, but this car is quite unlike any Grand Tourer I've ever known. Intercontinental ballistic missile is more like it, because this car is capable of 100 km per hour in just 4.2 seconds. That's as quick as a Lamborghini Gallardo. Except you'd be touring with 4 passengers, sipping wine and listening to Frank Sinatra.
What makes the AMG experience truly unique is that you get a complete package, not just a spoiler and side skirts along with a bumper and some fancy alloys slapped onto a car. No, what you get is an enormous engine that's been tuned purely for performance. This, for instance, the CL65, one of the flagship engines, the flagship cars under the AMG brand, you get a 6.5 litre V12 engine, which is further powered by a twin turbo system, a bi-turbo system. That's the badging you can read on the side of the car. And this engine makes over 600 PS of max power. But what's amazing about this power plant under there is that you get 1000 Newton meters of max torque. And that is good for this. For a tuner like AMG, tweaking and prodding an engine to produce more horsepower isn't the end-all and be-all of their business. What they wanted to do was elevate their game to the next level. What they wanted to do is build a whole new car all by themselves, using the expertise they've gained over the years, tuning engines, developing chassis and enhancing dynamics on several Mercedes-Benz cars. So of course, they did that. They did build a car. You've seen it on the show before, and I'm willing to bet you just can't get enough of that car because it's none other than the SLS AMG.
I've heard a lot of polarized opinion on the styling of the SLS. A lot of people don't like the gull-wing doors and how it is rather inconvenient. But I guess they're just suffering from some rare brain disorder. There is just one word to describe the SLS AMG, gull-wing doors and all. Sensational.
Just about 2 months ago on the show, you heard Shumi say that the SLS AMG was a car that drove with effortless elegance rather than frenetic purpose. And that's primarily because this car, the SLS AMG, is as much of a Mercedes-Benz as any other Mercedes-Benz. It has the same distinct characteristic traits as any Mercedes passenger car, such as comfort, suppleness and smoothness. Yes, this is an AMG solely built by them, showcasing all of their engineering skills. But this car never ever lets you forget that at the front there's an imposing 3-pointed star. The heart of the SLS AMG is its 6.3-litre V8 naturally aspirated motor. Surprising, because you'd expect a car such as this to be powered by the V12 Biturbo, the flagship engine from AMG. But that engine, while it's a mother of an engine, it has been subdued, especially the acoustics, because at the end of the day, it powers executive luxury sedans and coupes, not a supercar. Tradition demands that a supercar be powered by an engine that is lightweight, powerful, and has a raucous exhaust note. And the SLS AMG's exhaust engine note has been engineered scientifically to sound as if the very earth is tearing itself apart. AMG has truly studied the science of sound. And here's another interesting fact. This body weighs just 241 kilos. How's that for light? But because this car is so light, it does not mean that a strong gust of wind is going to come and blow you away into the next continent. No, it's got an immensely wide track. And then, just like in the Nano, it's got two different sets of tyres. At the front, there is a 235/65 19-inch wheel and tyre set, while at the rear, there's an even stickier 295/30 20-inch wheel and tyre. And then there's the weight distribution. Despite that hefty engine being placed front midship, AMG have managed to balance nearly 53% of the car's weight over the rear wheels, while 47% lies over the front.
And so, driven across any continent, this supercar is a mind-boggling experience. You'd love it in Mexico just as much as you'd love it in Japan or Germany or even in India, where I've heard Mercedes-Benz has already sold over a dozen.
There are cars, and then there are the supercars. And someday, the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG is going to be a very important part of the Mercedes-Benz Museum right behind me. But not today. Today, this car is purely sensory pleasure for the road. And I've been loving every single minute with it.